The purpose of this video is to show the level of massage and stretching that's been necessary over the past almost a year and a half to lengthen the muscles both at Dave's hips and his knees to where he's able to straighten his legs enough to allow him to walk and do the functional activities we're trying to reach. So we wanted people to get a sense of the severity of the massage, how hard I'm pushing in, and the extent that I'm stretching him, so that people could understand this is not a common situation, that this is probably, in my experience over 28 years, the most extreme case I've ever had. So we wanted to give you an example of this. So Dave's right leg is the worst leg, and basically I have to work through the quad, the ITB band, the hamstrings, the calf, and his hip flexor. If I could massage them out enough, that allows them to lengthen to the point where I can stretch him at his hip and his knee, which helps me to lengthen out the muscles and get his legs straight enough to where he could stand and walk.
This is not your therapeutic massage you go to relax on a cruise. This is a whole different thing.
This is very difficult.
I'm on heavy pain medication and I can take a high level of pain. I've been suffering for 4 years, crawling up and down staircases, taking baths in a chair. I mean, just insane things. And, you know, it's just crazy. But you come to a point where it doesn't matter. It's whatever it takes to make it happen. You have to get through.
And over time, we've developed a trust with one another.
Yeah.
He lets me push as hard as I need to, and opposingly, he knows that I'm only going to take him so far that's safe. So we had to develop a trust. Very few people would allow you to hurt them to the level that I have to, but it's been what's necessary, and it gets the job done. That's why he's now walking. But it also shows the level of fitness that it takes for me to be able to achieve this level of massage and stretch. This is very strenuous to accomplish.
Sometimes it feels like my leg is gonna snap in half. That's how much force is being used by Mitch. It's literally like my leg's gonna break. But I know he's obviously that's not gonna happen. I'm just trying to give you an explanation of what it feels like to me.
So you kind of saw the position of the start position of his leg, and you'll see where it ends up when we're done. Alright, so I pretty much massaged out all the primary muscles. I forgot to do the ITB. So we got the hip flexors, we got the hamstrings, we got the quad, we got the ITB, and the calf. And already you should be able to see that his knee is starting to straighten more. So now we're going to try to stretch it. And you have to get a good leverage position. And then we just try to go for it. First stretch. Now I'm going to try to get his calf. This is the hardest stretch. It's critical to getting full bending, straightening of the knee. Okay. And now, once I get that, we can usually get a little lower. Now we're going to hold it here. I try to let his muscles adapt to the stretch. I'm going to keep getting some progressive stretches further down. But you should be able to see that his knee is much straighter from our start point to where we are now. And the key is, as the primary muscles I need to get stronger, the calf and the hamstring are lengthened, as well as the hip flexor. And that's what's continuing to allow us to get a greater stretch and get a straightening of his leg. And that's why now he's able to walk. Okay, that's the first one. I'm going to try it again. You can see his knee is much closer to the bed now. And we're looking from a position of his heels. His right heel is now farther down the bed than his left heel, which tells you that this leg is now straighter than that leg. Okay, I'm going to try another. You can see we're getting very close to where it's straight. This is reaching the point where it's about as straight as we've gotten it. But it continues each stretch and massage to get lower and lower. We're trying to reach it to where the back of his knee is actually touching the bed. And Dave just has to try to do his best in relaxing to try to allow those muscles not to tighten, which allows me to stretch them further. It's very hard to do this. We've been working on this for over a year now. But he started with his knee near a 90-degree bend, and you can clearly see we're approaching zero. We're getting closer and closer. And that's why he's walking. Now we're going to try one more. This is probably the lowest his knee has been. This is really low. Let me just try one more. Last one. That's really down, Dave.